Alright guys, guitar number 2 today. If you missed the first one, or if you missed the first one, Taylor 214 CE Koa. So I needed a right-handed acoustic. I've been struggling with this whole right-handed guitar thing, because all I have are right-handed electrics. Wow, for right-handed ones. I have like lefties obviously, right? Because I'm a left-handed player, but I've been wanting to play more and more right-handed. And you gotta have the guitar that's going to inspire you to want to play, which I have. But strumming is a struggle for me on the electric, playing right-handed. So I thought, why not have a little bit of fun? So after we picked up my Taylor today, we went back to Long and McQuaid after lunch. And I walked in there and it's like, oh, sorry guys, I forgot something. And I walked right into the acoustic room. So my wife followed behind me and we looked at a couple of guitars. And of course I have to have a cutaway, and I like these slim body styles. These are really sick. And of course it must, like I said, it has to be a cutaway. It's not an option for me. I hate dreadnoughts, but of course I've been too spoiled with cutaways, right? But anyhow, so this is the APX600. Now it's not a high-end Yamaha, but you don't have to spend a lot of money to get a really super high quality product at a Yamaha. They have come a long way over the years, trust me. So this was $400. Now I didn't buy it yet, I am going to. But for now I decided to rent it for the month. I'm taking to it quite well. Now it is apparently all laminated, but I'm going to verify that for the top. Because it looks like it could be a solid top. I have not checked specs. It is made in Indonesia, which is not a big deal anyways. But it is nice nonetheless. And I really like all the binding, and they even brought the white binding right up through to the neck as well, so that's really nice. So the bound fretboards are beautiful, especially when they match the binding on the body. Finish is all gloss, which is no big deal. You know, I think we need to check the tuning on this sucker. But I've been struggling with the whole strumming part right-handed. And I figure, well, if I get an acoustic, I know well enough from when I took lessons as a kid, I started on acoustic. Even though I've had electrics and whatnot, actually it stayed in pretty good. Not bad. So I know enough that if you want to learn guitar for strumming portion anyway, a lot easier. It is easier to do it on an acoustic. Fretting the notes may not be as pleasant as an electric because it's a little more pressure, but certainly strumming, because it forces your arm into a position, right? Do a whole lot on right-handed yet. Yeah, I still kind of suck at right-handed. I haven't been spending as much time as I should be, but I've been working too, so it's kind of like, well, you either work or play guitar. I think I need to make money to work, so, and then I can get more guitars, right? So anyway, so I rented this for the time being, but for $400 I figure, you know what, I'll spend $400 on a right-handed acoustic. I don't mind. I mean, I've spent that, and well, I spent about that actually on my green Jackson. So I mean, it's kind of like, well, you know, it's no big deal. It's $400. And then of course my wife bought me the Honeyburst Les Paul, so that was like almost $800. But that was her, so hey, I'm not gonna complain. She got me a really nice guitar. But as far as the acoustic goes though, I looked at one called a Mitchell. Now, I've never heard of Mitchell. Has anybody out there heard of Mitchell guitars? Anyways, it's a new brand apparently that Long McQuaid is trying out. So they only have the one in the system. It's right-handed, obviously. It's a cutaway. It has, it's an acoustic electric as well, so it has a tuner in it. Same as this has a tuner as well, which is just kind of like a touch and go kind of thing. It's like bing bang. I got to figure out all the electronics on this. This thing has some sort of a, what looks like a decibel slider or something, called AMF. So I got to figure that out. But otherwise, we have bass, mid, and treble, main volume, of course. I will have plugged-in version videos of this and the new Taylor soon for you guys. I just wanted to do like some acoustic stuff today, and just kind of, hey, check out the new guitar. So even though it is a rental, it is not going back. I told them already, I'm keeping it. So I am going to end up buying it, but I wanted to rent it for now anyways, just because I just paid off the Taylor today. That was a lot of money either way. So I figured, well, let's rent it, try it, and see how familiar I get. So the first thing I'm going to do with this thing is I'm definitely going to change the strings. They've been on here for way too long. So I'm going to put a set of elixirs on it, just because I never like, I don't even know what Yamaha is using, to be honest. And being that I am going to definitely buy this thing, I figure I'll invest and throw a set of elixirs on this thing. Not that they're cheap, but they're not expensive either. But they're good. But at least you get to hear this thing with the original strings first. That B minor still bugs me. It's hard. For me anyway, right-handed. You guys know I am a lefty, right? I mean, you figured that out. I am a left-handed player. And it's not easy chore playing left-handed or right-handed. Let me tell you, it's different when you're trying to do both at once. But the funny thing is I can actually do stuff right-handed for strumming wise that I just can't figure out how to do lefty, And so it's kind of like there's a bonus for me, because there are a lot of songs I can actually play right now right-handed, which is not a big deal, but I don't have any of the songs in front of me, so I'm just kind of banging out some chords here. And I haven't played on a right-handed acoustic either in at least a year, I think. So it's a little different to get used to. Especially when I've been used to playing my right-handed electrics. It's kind of like a little weird again. It's getting weird on me. Now the tuners are pretty good, so this is first impression, no review, not yet. So the tuners are pretty good, they're my favorite sealed type of thing. They're not cheap, they're not expensive, obviously, it's not an expensive guitar, so they're not going to put $300 tuners on an acoustic that costs $400. We do of course have our regular bracing, because it is a flat back after all, it doesn't need the bracing, it's not a archback style. I like the oval shape in here, and all the inlay is really beautiful. I've never yet had a bad experience with a Yamaha guitar in like ever. I started playing Yamaha guitars back in, what was it? Let's see, I'd say about 1985 is when I got my first Yamaha, and it was a left-handed. It was I think it was a 410 or 420 SLA. Beautiful guitar, all laminate of course, and at that time it was I think it was either, trying to remember, that's like almost 40 years ago. That would have been close to $400 and change, because it was a lefty, and lefties back then were still a little more costlier than the righties. But anyway, so we got our battery compartment here, which is kind of nice and convenient. We do have a strap pin on the back. I prefer it, down in here, but we're not going to mess with it, even once I do own it. And of course we do have our jack here that's pinned in, which is nice. So you can actually put a strap on this. Taylor should learn something from this one. Of course, so should Epiphone and some of theirs. while before I'm able to play that riff. But anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But so far, I'm pretty impressed for $400. I think that's amazing for 400 bucks. And I am going to check more into the top because the guy, the one sales guy I dealt with on McQuaid on this one, he thinks this is a laminated top, which, I mean, it may be, you know. If it is, fine, I don't really care. It just means I don't have to worry about the humidity thing as critical as I have to with my Taylor and, you know, type of thing. But, yeah, just, it's got a nice sound. I mean, the strings aren't all that bad. But, I mean, I can tell just by looking down at them and seeing them and, you know, that sort of thing. I mean, you know, they're factory strings and they're a little thick. These have got to be a 1254. I don't see these being 53s, but I'm going to throw on 1253s. Better already. Holy cow, what do you know? All I had to do is buy a right-handed acoustic. And so, for those of you who are kind of unaware of my left-handedness, because if you're new to the channel, you're going to kind of wonder. But I do have almost 4,000 videos, so don't worry. There's a lot of music stuff up there. So this is my left-handed Taylor, the new one. This guitar is so awesome. Anyways, a lot of money too. But yeah, as far as our Yammy Scrammy goes, this thing's pretty good. So do stay tuned for more videos. Of course, on both these guitars, I still have to do a plugged-in thing. I got to do reviews on these things, obviously, so I do need to spend more time. And I got to find out a little bit more about the specs on my Koa, because I'm not sure about what the neck material is. And this one I want to take a look at all the full specs. I can tell you guys, not just add it into a link, but also tell you guys what it is. And I'm curious to know if this is actually a laminate top or if it's actually a solid top, because man, it's kind of deceptive. Because when you look at it, it's kind of like, well, that looks pretty solid to me. Like, I mean, if I didn't know better, I'd say that's solid, but it's so difficult. I mean, it's very, very well made. Yeah, I gotta find out if it's solid or laminate. It sounds, it's got enough bass to be solid, but that's deceptive too, right? Strings, right? I like it though. I think it was a good decision to rent it first, and you know, and then I'm like 99.99% sure I'm definitely buying this thing because the options weren't much. I had the Mitchell for $3 1/4. It was pretty good. It was, you know, built along the same design format, right? But I don't know anything about Mitchell guitars. Didn't really want a Denver. I mean, I'm no beginner player anyways. Denvers are definitely great for beginners, that's for sure, and their quality is getting up to like an intermediate level at a beginner price. So I mean, they are really improving their guitars. They even have a Denver that has that slant cutout for the comfort and the piece of wood blocking, kind of like what Taylor started doing. It was like, Denver's upping their game that much, like wow. So, but I didn't want a Denver. I wanted something a little bit better quality regardless, you know. And I figure with all my other guitars, the only other cheap guitars, I have a cheap $200 Kramer that is a project guitar at best for now. So, you know, that's what it was bought for. But yeah, I'm liking this. I think it's good. The action height is not bad. It's a little taller, a little higher than my Taylor. So we can probably squeeze that down a little bit. Just seeing. Yeah, we still have some room to bring the neck a little bit more straighter, which does actually lower things a little, but it doesn't really, it's not for controlling your action height per se. That's in your bridge and your nut, but and there's not much room in the bridge left over without going too far down, so we're not going to mess with that. And the nut's cut really well, so no issues there for me. So I think maybe if we just, you know, even bring that down to just a little bit, like maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe the 1253s will just do the trick, you know. So we'll have to try that and see. But can't wait to plug this thing in too and hear what it sounds like. But do let me know in the comments below if you have experience with the APX600. Maybe you have some info for us that you can help everybody out with, right? In the meantime, I am definitely going to play this some more. I'm going to enjoy playing this thing. I really like it. You know, and I wasn't looking to spend a lot of money. Like, don't get me wrong, there's more right-handed options for guitars on the wall at Long McQuaid than there are lefties and acoustics. But it's the price, right? It's kind of like, well, it's right-handed, I'm a lefty, I'll spend $2,500 without even batting an eye on a lefty. But when it comes to my righty world, because it's not my primary, you know, I'm not going to spend that kind of crazy money, right? So, and besides, all I cared about was the fact that it was a cutaway. I didn't even care if it had electronics, which surprised me on the Mitchell that it actually has electronics in it for $325. That was like, huh? You know, but then again, $400 and it's got electronics, so kind of makes sense. You know what I mean? But this felt better. This felt better to me than the Mitchell. You gotta really pick up a guitar and feel it and play on it. Feel the angles, feel the size, listen to the sound, you know. And on an acoustic, your string brand and gauge is, even if you stay in the same brand, your gauge is drastically going to affect your sound. So, you know, I had good luck with that EJ putting elixirs on it. It sounded like $1 million better, you know. These strings don't sound all that bad. They're just a little thick for me. So I am going to change them. But anyway, thanks for watching. That's all I got for you for today on this puppy. Very, very nice guitar though. You know, do check them out. You know, if you live in Canada, hey, Long McQuaid's where I deal. It's where I recommend everybody to go for a multitude of reasons. Like a bazillion reasons I can give you to definitely deal with Long McQuaid in Canada as like pretty much your one-stop shopping place, right? But, yeah, just, oh. I'm getting so used to this now. I'm feeling so much better. Oh, can't wait to have some more fun. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to let you go. See ya!